Thanks a lot. There is now a 400 trillion XRP revolution. What does that mean? As it stands, XRP is crushing a $400 trillion market with some of the biggest businesses. The real chance of this partnership hasn't been talked about much on this channel or any other station for that matter. $400 million. That cash is a lot of money. Bitcoin is only worth about $250 trillion right now. It will be much bigger than that in the future, though, and there's a good chance that this $400 trillion goal can be achieved in the next 10 years. That's all the news you need to hear. I'm so excited to show you a lot of this stuff because things get even stranger than that. First, I'd like to talk about how the market is right now. A lot of people I met in Singapore for token 2049 thought the crypto market would peak in Q for 2025 and then end. You can also see that X is getting a lot of the feelings. People are talking about leaving in November, or many people think that December will mark the end of the bull run in stocks, gold, cryptocurrencies, and other things. This is the end. I need to quickly talk about this because what I know paints a very different picture. The S&P 500, gold, Bitcoin, and everything else are all going up a lot right now. In the past 6 months, some of them have gone up by more than 40%. You may already know that the value of Bitcoin just hit $2.50 trillion, and the price of gold is getting close to $4,000. The market is going down now, but we made that happen. The question now is whether the markets are very strong or the US dollar is falling. Both is the answer. It's happening now with AI and RWA, just like it did in the early 1900s with the Industrial Revolution. Prices start to look like they are right now, even though production is going through a big jump. But because these runs are helped by a huge increase in output, they also cause a huge increase in long-term growth that lasts longer than earlier cycles. I also want to share, this is something I want to share with you because I think it fits with everything I'm saying. Even the $400 trillion market we're going to talk about next. But as you can see, Bitcoin went up by $125,000 last Saturday night. This is the highest point ever. In the meantime, this makes Bitcoin worth a huge $2.5 trillion. Prices for gold, silver, and all the other valuable metals have gone up by a lot as well. Because of this, a lot of people and businesses are rushing to buy gold stocks and coins. Since 1973, the US dollar has lost a crazy amount of value. It's down 10% so far this year, which is the worst year ever. This is the reason why people keep buying stocks. If the value of the US dollar keeps going down, stocks and cryptocurrency will keep going through the roof. Money will keep moving. That much we know. Trump says he wants to send every American a $2,000 check as a boost. Why do you think things will change when there are more dollars in circulation and more paper money? You only need to solve a simple equation. Traders and smart people in general will put their money into things that will keep their value over time. That makes it very clear that all of these people want to invest in things like XRP. I'd like to talk about the current job boom. Some people say it looks like a ball. A lot of work is being done. Tech stocks and other stocks in this area now make up a record 56% of the stock market. The all-time high for this number is 5% more than the dot bubble peak in 2000. On the other hand, cautious stocks only made up 16% of the market, which was the smallest share ever. It's easy to see when you look at these numbers next to the mouth of the dot bubble. It does look a little scary though. It looks like we're in a big bubble. This is why a lot of people say it, but I want to show you something else. This person put up a very important image. There has never been such a strong stock market before. Still, it's not crazy. We need to leave. Going further back in time, the market is a stand-in for how supply growth will unfold. We haven't seen a big CH since the second industrial revolution. We've only seen small changes since then, but they add up over time. If we open this picture, we can see that the consumer discretionary was going through a parabolic shape during the second industrial revolution. Why does that take place? Well, output went up by a huge amount. We used to have to do everything by hand, but now we have tools that we can make a huge amount more than we could before. Our lives were changed by all of these great, well-made tools, like cars and other things. Things were going much faster than they ever had before. This optional measure just went through the roof, which is easy to see. Because of this, the markets have grown hugely since then. But it's clear that we're not living in a crazy bubble like some people say. It's not really crazy. And it's very clear that crypto and AI make society much more useful than it has ever been when you look at what they can do. There is an AI model that can write you an email right away and do math problems that would take you hours to do right away. People have never worked so hard before. It could have been even bigger than the changes in AI or industry. This is how AI is growing. This is how crypto is growing. This is how XRP changes. Where can I get it? The $400 trillion number comes from tokenizing real-world assets, which is a big part of what's going on here. This is how crypto is growing. This is the truth. Tokens can be used to buy stocks, real estate, rare metals, and anything else that has real-world value. This is the way the money markets are going. Right now, BlackRock, Van Gayscale, and all the other big hedge funds in the world are putting their money into this. BlackRock, Van and I saw them not long ago. Ripple and Securitize agreed to start tokenizing assets in the real world. This has no chance. This isn't just happening for no reason. The BlackRock company has been talking about tokenizing real-world assets in public since 2020. That doesn't sound like a long time to know about it. Look at this. How big is the market for turning all the real-world things that are already out there into tokens? In 10 years, that market might be worth more than $400 trillion. It might be a lot bigger than that when you add it all up, especially the land. That's a really big market. All of these deals will also have to take place on crypto block. No, none of this can happen on Bitcoin because it doesn't have the layer 2 features and speed that are needed for these trades. And, surprise, what does it do? On the XRP system, 40,000 deals can be made every second. In that case, it would be possible for everyone to tokenize and trade real-world goods, which is why this beauty is what we all want today. 40,000 trades happen every second on the XRP ledger, and real-world assets are being turned into coins. Things look pretty cool. When will this market be at its busiest? What will it look like? Because of things that happened in the past, like the Industrial Revolution, it didn't really have a turn. After that, it wasn't like, oh yeah, today is the market peak. Since everything changed after the Industrial Revolution, we can look at cases from the past. Who are they? Over time, people have thought about stocks and how companies grew. We were able to get a lot more money. We were able to grow a lot faster. That's also how I feel about this. I'm not saying that this bull run will never end. I don't mean to say that there is no bubble at all. There are such things as bubbles, like the one around AI and data centers. It's clear that there is a boom because so many people are putting money into it right now. Just one reason why businesses like Meta, the reason ChatGPT and OpenAI are investing so much money in this is because they believe it will make people more efficient and change the world for good. So, I think that betting on the winners, the people who are currently working hard and making money, will instantly make you very rich and help a lot of other people win. The stock market has paid off for AI. There are people who do well in the crypto market when it comes to turning real-world assets into tokens and making deals in general. That's what you should look at, right? From there, that makes sense as the next step. To be honest, people are saying Q for 2.0, so I'd like to talk about this in a bit more depth.